Please join me in welcoming Representative Anchía to UT Arlington.
Buenas tardes. Good afternoon, everybody. I want you to know that that introduction may be longer than my speech today, and I'm sure that's just fine with you. It's good to be here with you today, and I want to thank everybody who is participating, President Kabari, Dean Dowdy, Dean Halidi, our distinguished guests, faculty, alumni, family, and all our friends here who are assembled for this special occasion. Of course, I want to thank all of you, the people who are celebrating this evening, the members of the Mavericks class of 2018. To this graduating class, I want to tell you in my best cartoon politician voice, do not worry, I will be brief. These students in the schools of education and science have worked hard to get here, and I know they're anxious to get that diploma in their hands and head to be with family and friends, take pictures, and celebrate this evening. So I considered possibly copying one of the great comedians of the last century, the late Bob Hope, who stood before a commencement audience just like this and looked out over the crowd and said, "Graduates, it is a cruel world. Don't go," and promptly sat down. But now I will not be that brief, ladies and gentlemen. So in preparing for this address, I resisted the temptation to give you the standard fare. You know, love what you do, apply yourself every day, become a lifetime learner, keep it simple, don't fall in love with power or money or stuff. And all that's very, very important advice, and it is correct. But in preparing my remarks today, I kept coming back to a question that all of us probably consider and that we struggle with. Who are we? And what is it to be an American? For my parents, who are immigrants to this country from Mexico and Spain, it was really easy. America is the greatest country in the world. And my father, who just became a citizen in 2014, he will tell anyone that will listen that only in America can we go from sheep herders and goat herders in just one generation to lawyers and politicians in the next generation. And it's really cute. He actually considers that progress. In thinking of who we are as Americans, I came across a quote from a famous American. He was a politician and an inventor. And I came across this quote last year during the legislative session, and I've been returning to it regularly. I'm going to read it to you. Quote, "Few of their children in the country learn English. The signs in our streets have inscriptions in both languages. Unless the stream of their importation could be turned, they will soon outnumber us, so that all the advantages that we have, we will not be able to preserve. Our language and even our government will become precarious." What famous American uttered those words? Anybody have an idea? Well, it sounds like it might have been a contemporary utterance, but in fact, that quote came from Benjamin Franklin in the 1750s. And he was deploring the wave of Germans who were coming in to the colony of Pennsylvania. Even our revered founding fathers like Benjamin Franklin could not resist the types of anti-immigrant impulses that we oftentimes are witnessing today. But underlying Franklin's assessment is a determination of what it is to become an American or to be an American. To Ben Franklin, Germans did not qualify. Then in later immigrant waves, it was Irish, Italians, Poles, Chinese, to say nothing, of course, of Africans who were brought here against their will as slaves and counted as only a 3/5 of a person in the foundational documents of this land. In contemporary politics, the convenient playbook of the day has been to demonize certain racial, ethnic, or religious groups as not worthy of a seat at the American table. And if you look at it objectively, it's worked. It's been a path to victory for many. But I want to tell you about a place where it didn't work, and that's here in Tarrant County. See, here in Tarrant County, a friend and former law colleague of mine, Salman Bajani, recently ran for office. Now, Salman, I practiced law with him for a time at the largest law firm here in town. He came to this country 18 years ago. And he is an immigrant that is currently living the American dream. He went from mopping gas station floors to owning those very gas stations, all the while attending law school. He opened up his own firm, and he is a man of faith and devoted to his family. Yet at the polls during this election, to a nonpartisan position, he was viciously attacked. His parents, wife, and kids were called terrorists, all during this nonpartisan election. An elected official even suggested that he was unfit for office because he was a Muslim. Now, the postscript on this story, what Paul Harvey might have said previously, the rest of the story, is that the good people of Euless rejected these politics of division and ignorance, and Salman Bajani won a seat on the Euless City Council by 37 votes. That is something to celebrate. In graduating from UT Arlington, you will be joining the ranks of famous astronauts and politicians, military generals, professional athletes, business people, and actors. But I would ask that after this commencement, and of course we call it commencement for a reason, you are commencing the first day in the rest of your lives. I'm asking you that you become the best of America, that you embody the ideals that bring all of us together. Because our nation has always been drawn together and healed by our better angels, not by the politics of division. We have also been drawn together by that lamp that beckons to the world. She sits in New York Harbor. And many times people think that the inscription at the base of Lady Liberty was something that was just offered up by the French. There's a plaque at the bottom that has a very, very famous sonnet, an inscription. And people think, well, that's just the liberal French. Well, no. While Lady Liberty was given to us by the French, the inscription at the bottom, the plaque at the bottom, is aftermarket. And it was provided by the people in New York City, a city full of immigrants who understood what it was like to come to this country and live the American dream. And on that plaque is the inscription that draws all of us together, that makes us who we are as Americans. And when Lady Liberty raises her lamp, it is these words that I want you to hear in the back of your head. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse, not the best and brightest, not they don't send us the best and brightest, the wretched refuse from your teeming shores. Send these, the homeless, the tempest-tossed, to me, and I will lift my lamp beside the golden door. This country is a country of immigrants like many of the people I see in this audience today that deserve a place at this American family. And this country was built not by a Puritan work ethic, ladies and gentlemen, but by an immigrant work ethic. The people who were the risk takers, who were the entrepreneurs, who were willing to leave their country of origin and come here to make a better life. And that's why I congratulate you on this important day and ask the God to whom you pray to bless this maverick class of 2018. Thank you.